What if I told you that everything you repress, all the traits you try to hide, actually hold the secret to completely transforming your life, and that you also risk remaining a prisoner of yourself if you don't start gaining awareness of this? The benefit of facing your shadows is not just feeling better but finally discovering the hidden potential you carry within yourself. Throughout this video, I'll show you how working with the shadow, as Jung proposed, can reveal repressed talents, unleash your creativity, and allow you to live authentically. This is the kind of knowledge that can change how you see yourself and the world around you. So allow yourself to receive these valuable insights to start the process of opening new paths. And to receive more of these insights, subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so that the algorithm works like the law of attraction and draws only positive and valuable things into your life. Always remember, on this channel, you're not just a viewer but a protagonist in transforming your life and the lives of others. So, I invite you to go to the comments section and share an example of a personal overcoming and leave advice for others who might be going through the same issue or shadow you have already overcome, whatever it may be. And if you feel that any comment from others has somehow helped you, let them know it was important and reply with, "Thank you, deal." Have you ever wondered if the fear you have of becoming someone different might actually be your greatest obstacle to a fulfilling life? Carl Jung said that what we avoid facing is exactly what prevents us from growing. And what most people don't realize is that the shadow we so fear might be the quickest path to our true freedom. It sounds crazy, doesn't it? But it's the absolute truth. So, do you know Carl Gustav Jung? Jung was a Swiss psychiatrist and the founder of analytical psychology. He introduced key concepts such as the theory of the shadow, which explores the repressed aspects of the personality, and individuation, the process of becoming a complete and authentic individual. Jung also developed the idea of archetypes and the collective unconscious, which suggests that we all share universal images and themes that shape our psyche. His work has profoundly influenced psychology and continues to aid in understanding self-knowledge and mental balance. Carl Jung viewed the shadow as that dark corner of our mind where we hide everything we don't want to see about ourselves. Imagine a closet where you shove the mess before someone comes over. Things you avoid dealing with because they seem ugly, fragile, or unacceptable. But by pushing these things into the unconscious, they end up getting out of control. It's like a pressure cooker about to explode. An example, that anger you always repress, which eventually erupts in a trivial argument, revealing traits you didn't even know were there. The personal shadow is not just a collection of flaws. Often, what's hidden are positive potentials that have been suppressed. Maybe, when you were a child, you were told that dreaming big was foolish, and now you hold back when you imagine something grand. Working with this shadow involves courage and self-awareness, a process that goes beyond simple psychotherapy. It requires a deep dive into the unconscious, where the truth about who you really are resides. After all, you can't be authentic while part of you remains in denial. And the more you resist seeing this shadow, the more it manifests in unexpected ways. Often, what you criticize in others is a projection of your own shadow. Have you ever noticed that sometimes we judge someone for something that, deep down, is a trait we've repressed in ourselves? Recognizing this is the first step toward individuation, the long but essential journey where the conscious and unconscious need to walk side by side. And that's just the beginning of the work, as there's also the collective shadow that surrounds us. But do you know what individuation is according to Jung? Individuation, according to Carl Jung, is the process by which a person becomes a complete and authentic individual, integrating all aspects of their personality, both conscious and unconscious. This process involves recognizing and accepting parts of oneself that were previously repressed or unknown, such as the shadow aspects of personality and the archetypes present in the collective unconscious. Individuation is crucial for achieving internal balance and true authenticity. Imagine someone who has always conformed to others' expectations and avoided conflicts to maintain peace in their relationships. Over time, this person starts to realize they are neglecting their own needs and feelings. By beginning a process of self-awareness and confronting these repressed parts of their personality, they start to express themselves more honestly and set healthy boundaries. This process of self-acceptance and change is a practical example of individuation, as the person becomes truer to themselves and integrates all aspects of their personality. But returning to the theme of the shadow, Jung did not limit the shadow to the individual alone. He also envisioned a collective shadow that encompasses the darker aspects of an entire society. Imagine all the things a culture prefers to sweep under the rug: prejudices, intolerances, historical violences. When ignored, These dark aspects can accumulate and manifest in catastrophic events, such as genocides or wars. Think of World War II, an explosion of the collective shadow of humanity, filled with repression and projections that led to devastation. The collective shadow is not only born from politics or leaders but from each person who contributes to the repression of certain thoughts or behaviors in the name of social morality. The judgment we make of different cultures or the fear of the other are expressions of this shadow. If the personal shadow is challenging to deal with, imagine a shadow that is fed by millions. Group psychotherapy and social reflection are some ways to start confronting these aspects, both in the conscious and collective unconscious. But do you really know what this collective unconscious is? The collective unconscious is a concept developed by Jung that refers to a deep layer of the human psyche shared by all of humanity. Unlike the personal unconscious, which contains individual experiences and memories, the collective unconscious houses universal images, symbols, and archetypes that are common to all human beings, regardless of their culture or era. These archetypes, such as the hero, the mother, and the wise old man, shape our experiences and influence our behavior in ways that are often beyond our awareness. Spiritually speaking, the Earth psychosphere can be seen as a form of the collective unconscious, but in a spiritual context, the psychosphere is the collective energy resulting from the emotions, thoughts, and actions of the planet's inhabitants. Just as Jung's collective unconscious contains universal archetypes that influence the human psyche, the psychosphere is a kind of energetic layer that reflects and is influenced by the attitudes and vibrations of individuals. While the collective unconscious shapes our individual and collective psyche, the psychosphere affects the spiritual atmosphere of the Earth and can impact the spiritual development of the planet's inhabitants. In both concepts, there is an interconnection between individual and collective aspects. The collective unconscious influences our personal and collective understanding and experience, while the psychosphere reflects the collective energy of human actions and emotions. Both suggest that our psyche and spirituality are deeply intertwined and that collective well-being affects individual well-being and vice versa. And it's important to note that, just like with the individual shadow, there is an opportunity for transformation. Working with the collective shadow means making space for authentic social individuation, where a society can evolve by recognizing its mistakes and integrating its repressed parts. This process, however, is long and involves a constant struggle between what we want to be and what we truly are. And, as with the individual journey, recognizing the collective shadow is just the beginning of a task that goes beyond what we imagine. Although the shadow is often seen as something negative, Jung believed it holds hidden treasures. When we dive into the unconscious and confront our repressed aspects, we don't just find weaknesses or fears, but also talents and qualities that have been stifled over time. You know that passion for art or music you set aside because it wasn't practical. Often, what is hidden in the shadow is the key to your true authenticity. The personal shadow contains what you avoid, but also what you have that is most powerful. Working with the shadow is a process that can be painful, but the rewards are immense. Imagine the positive potential of unleashing that repressed creative energy or the courage stifled by years of conformity. It's not uncommon to see people who, through deep psychotherapy or a process of self-discovery, rediscover skills they had forgotten. The path to individuation inevitably involves reclaiming these potentials, allowing the unconscious and conscious to collaborate for a more authentic version of oneself. Understanding that the shadow has this positive side allows us to look at it with less fear and more curiosity. Instead of fearing what we will find, we can view the integration work as a journey towards self-development. At the same time, it's important to remember that this process doesn't happen overnight, but gradually, with small steps. Each of these steps brings more light to areas of our life that were previously obscured. After all, true individuation is only possible when we embrace all aspects of who we are, both light and dark. And speaking of work, confronting the shadow can be likened to something mythical. Facing the shadow is no easy task. Jung compared it to the labors of Hercules, and not without reason. Integrating the repressed aspects of one's personality requires monumental emotional and psychological strength. When you decide to confront your shadows, it's like embarking on a journey into the unknown. It involves exploring every corner of the unconscious, dealing with fears, anxieties, and parts of yourself you'd prefer to leave forgotten. But, unlike the myths, this journey is crucial for self-knowledge and true emotional freedom. This work may seem daunting, but it is essential for those who wish to achieve individuation. Many turn to psychotherapy for the necessary support on this path, and it doesn't have to be a solitary battle. With a therapist, the process becomes more structured, allowing shadows to be brought to light in a controlled manner. Imagine someone who has always struggled with accepting their anger. By working with their shadow, they discover that this repressed anger was hindering the development of their assertiveness, something crucial in their journey of self-discovery. But don't think it's a quick process. This type of work requires patience, perseverance, and a willingness to face what's in the unconscious. Shadow integration occurs in small steps, each revealing something new about who you really are. Like Hercules, each labor brings us closer to a complete version of ourselves, and it is precisely at this point that awareness becomes the next inevitable step. To work with your shadow, start by keeping a journal to reflect on your emotions and intense reactions. This habit helps identify hidden patterns and better understand your feelings. Participating in psychotherapy is also an effective approach, as it allows you to explore unconscious aspects with the help of a therapist and integrate them into your personality. Another useful practice is keeping a dream journal. By recording and analyzing your dreams, you may uncover symbols and themes that reveal parts of your shadow. Meditation and mindfulness are excellent for observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment, facilitating the understanding of hidden aspects. Seeking honest feedback from friends and family can provide an external perspective on behaviors or attitudes you might not notice. Additionally, observe your reactions to others to see if they reflect aspects of your own shadow. These methods help bring to light and integrate hidden aspects of your personality, promoting greater self-awareness and personal growth. Confronting the shadow isn't just an abstract concept, it's a real practice that can powerfully change your life. Are you ready to accept who you truly are, with all your imperfections and hidden potentials, or will you continue to suppress parts of yourself, fearing what you might uncover? The choice is yours, but remember, it is by facing your shadows that you can finally break free from the chains of the unconscious. If you've taken that first step, the transformation you seek is closer than you think. If what you've learned here has been helpful, share this video with your spiritual groups or with a friend who might also benefit from this knowledge. Leave a like so that more people can access these transformative insights, and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with our future content. Additionally, we'd love to hear what topics you'd like us to cover. Leave your suggestions in the comments, and we'll consider bringing those subjects to the channel. Change begins now, so what are you waiting for? Thank you for watching this video. May God bless you.